A lot of African countries are actually enjoying democracy, okay? Having to enjoy freedom of speeches, freedom to vote, right to have a joint association, and all those kind of things, okay? And also, there are also some African countries that are actually being they're not actually having the joy to really have their selves, okay? They are really being shown what to do and what not to do, okay? But recently, World Economic Governance Index shared a list of African countries or African best governed countries in Africa. And also, this list have been really making waves on social media right now. People are talking about it like, yo, why is my country not in? I thought we are doing no democracy. But if you check really in your country, are you sure you guys are doing democracy? Well, here are the top 10 countries that are best governed countries in Africa. That was shared on X by African Fact Zone, and they said Africa's best governed countries 2024. Okay, so number 1 we have Mauritius, number 2 Namibia, number 3 South Africa, number 4 Botswana, number 5 Ghana. Yeah, Ghana made up to number 5. Number 6 we have Senegal, 7 Malawi, 8 Lesotho, 9 Burkina Faso, and then number 10 Gambia. So their source was 2024 World Economic Governance Index. Yep. So I want to say a big congratulations to the African countries that made up to the list, or the top 10 African countries that made this list. Because if your country was actually named here, that means your country is actually having a good democracy system, that the people of your country are actually being heard, being given the chance to actually express themselves and live peacefully, okay? With the law of the country actually working, and then a lot of things are actually in place for them. So if your country is part of the best governed countries in Africa, you should be proud of yourself, okay? It's a big congratulations to you guys. I want to say big congratulations from Mauritius to South Africa to Ghana, to Botswana, to Burkina Faso, then to the Gambia. Shout out to you guys all, and I hope you guys are enjoying your country, okay? Big shout out to you guys. Big shout outs. All right, so as this news started trend on social media and people were talking about this, a broadcast corporation in Ghana called TV3 Ghana shared this on their X page on X. They says Ghana ranked 5th best governed country in Africa, and it will shock you how Ghanaians were taking this news, because this was actually everywhere in Ghana. I don't know why Ghanaians were surprised, or they are happy that their country was actually named or was part of Africa's best governed countries. I don't know what was wrong, but they were actually happy about it. Okay, so the TV3 Ghana came in and says, according to the 2023 World Economist Governance Index study, Ghana is one of Africa's top 10 best governed countries, ranking 5th behind Mauritius, Namibia, South Africa, and Botswana. Per the ranking, Ghana outperformed Senegal, Malawi, Lesotho, Burkina Faso, Togo, and Nigeria. Ghana scored a grade B, and with an index of 61.7, secured the 5th position ahead of Senegal, whose closest West African counterpart ranked 6th with a grade of C and an index of 53.6. So there you have it, okay? Actually, Ghana had 61.7 index. That the index Ghana had been on the grade B. So actually, Ghana was on the 5th slot on the top 10 best governed countries in Africa, but had the grade B, which is 61.7 mark, okay? So actually, that's a cool figure. It was a cool figure here. It was a cool figure, okay? But as this post was shared on X, Ghanaians started doing the bantering kind of thing towards Nigerians. So this Ghanaian came in and says, Ghana will always be ahead of Nigeria. And man actually added a laughing emoji, because this is the first time Ghana was ranking and Nigeria was nowhere to be found on the ranking. But I know my fellow Nigerians, they understand this. When they come to best governed countries, I know my fellow Nigerians don't really have a lot of things to talk about this, okay? But it's actually sad that an African country, or big African country like that, without a lot of people or big population like that, cannot actually boast for good governance. But it's hard to control a country like Nigeria, though, because with the highest population, it will be hard to control them, but they can actually do better, okay? Well, this guy also came in and says, if South Africa can be at number 3, Africa is the pits. Yo. Why would a whole South African have to say this? Why will you say that if South Africa can be at number 3, Africa is a pit? What is happening in SA? How bad is SA being governed now? We all know the security issues in SA and how the immigration system is not working much in SA. But apart from that, I don't think there's any other bad thing that is in SA right now that man is actually saying this. So to my South Africans, under the comment section, let me see why your man thinks like this, okay? Why does bro think that SA being at number 3, then that means the rest of African countries are doomed? Why should bro even say this, man? Why should he even say this? Again, this one also came in and says, I think this page is always biased towards us, which I don't know why. how can South Africa and Ghana be there when both them combined can compete against Nigeria? I don't also see any reason why Senegal should be above Nigeria. All right, so that's my fellow Nigerians. They think that the page is so biased to the extent that how is it Ghana and South Africa are there and then there's no Nigeria in Africa's best governed countries? How is it possible? And another thing doesn't understand is that why is Senegal even above Nigeria in the first place? Why? This Nigerian also came in affirming to the Nigerian take and says, true about Senegal, because they just celebrated breaking out of the shackles of a potential dictator. The Nigerian also came in again and says, you get what I'm saying? So this is a two dialogue between two Nigerians, okay? One thinking that, why is there South Africa and Ghana in the list of best governed countries in Africa and Nigeria was not there? Because combined Ghana and Nigeria cannot compete with Nigeria. That's his first point. Again, he also stated that, why is Senegal part of this? Because how is Senegal above Nigeria? Man doesn't understand this point. And he had a Nigerian brother who also came affirming to him and says, true, because Senegal actually just celebrated a win of being away from a shackles from an old person, because there's a new guy or a new gentleman who has become a Senegalese president. Okay, and the man also came in again and says, you get what I'm saying? What kind of dialogue is this? I thought Nigerians, you guys know how bad government Nigeria is being governed, okay? But for you guys to be surprised why Ghana and South Africa are above you guys is where I draw the line. This is serious, okay? It's funny at the same time too. Such a made-to-made conversation here. No, nothing against Nigerians though, but just having fun, okay? Check my bio. It's all about this. Violence is the answer, okay? I'm here to share with you some violence, mostly from Twitter to YouTube, okay? That's what I see. All right, so this guy then came in to reply to this Nigerian dialogue, okay? I won't say the first word he used because that was in tree, but I won't actually say it because it means hash. But he says, you think governance is about Davido and Wizkid? Damn. What is bro even saying? He says, do you guys think that the government is not about Davido and Wizkid? Or is it about Odumandu Black or Burna Boy? It's not about Afrobeat or it's not Rema. It's not about Rema, okay? This is what they're talking about is governance, okay? It's about how good your judiciary is, how good your legislative is, how free and fair election you had, okay? All this make part of this whole issue. So if you're thinking about South Africa and Ghana being ahead of you, or even Senegal just celebrated a free and fair election, well, the Nigeria celebrated a free and fair election, their last election. If that is yes, then I'll actually help you to condemn about what this list is about. But if Nigeria was never part of this list or I didn't have a free and fair election, the last election they had, then bro, your claim is actually false here, okay? But this guy then actually had a funny comment. He says, governance is not about Wizkid and Davido. Nah, you're not going to do that one today. It's not Wizkid FC and not Davido 30BG. It's more than that, okay? This is so funny. Damn. So there you have it, okay? I was here to share with you Africa's best governed country, and it seemed like Ghana was actually happy for this because Ghana actually celebrated this, okay, being fifth on the Africa's best governed country. So here's the list again. So African Facts Don't Shed Africa's best governed countries in 2024, and number 1 is Mauritius, 2 Namibia, 3 South Africa, 4 Botswana, 5 Ghana, 6 Senegal, 7 Malawi, 8 Lesotho, 9 Burkina Faso, 10 Gambia, and their source was 2024 World Economic Governance Index. Okay, and there was no Nigerian. Yeah, there was no Nigeria here. So my name is Without Share Say, and this is Entertainment News in a bit. See you guys around.